My name is Gabriella Mills. I've always wanted to be a teacher. So right out of high school, I pursued a degree from UTSA to become a generalist with a bilingual certification, and I became NISD proud in 2011. In being a bilingual educator, it is important for my students to develop both their social and academic languages. In more recent years, my philosophy has evolved to include the use of technology. A quote that has impacted my teaching is by Robert John Meehan. It says, "Every child has a different style and pace. Each child is unique, not only capable of learning, but also capable of succeeding." This quote has inspired me to equip my toolbox to ensure that all my students learn. Technology allows me to change my delivery, which in turn engages my students. My students are more engaged and willing to learn, and they are even teaching each other new ways of showing their learning. In having worked closely with my own academic tech coach over the recent years, my passion for technology has grown. In working with my coach, I've been able to take my already engaging lessons and make them more interactive, which allows me to differentiate for all my learners to make sure that their needs are being met. I've learned that in using Seesaw, it gives my students the creativity and freedom to express their learning using their own words, which also helps my students to develop their social and academic language. With Kahoot, I can give quick assessments and know instantly how many of my students understand the concept that was just taught. Google Classroom allows me to interact with my students using a different platform and opens the doors for them to be creative. Their voice is important and should be heard. They know the way they learn best, and it's my responsibility to use that in my delivery. The more and more that I integrate the use of educational apps into my classroom, I'm able to see the growth of my students, not only academically, but also in their confidence to help each other through assignments with the use of technology. My students also are confident in going into other classrooms and other grade levels and helping younger students learn what they've been taught. Here, my academic coach and I planned a Skype session with our author study author, Daniel Kirk. My students came up with questions and were able to speak to him.
The good thing about being an author and an illustrator is you can pretty much work anywhere you want. So, I know some people that have separate places they go, like an office, but I never liked that idea. I much would rather just be at home.
This lesson allowed my students to learn the proper etiquette to take part in a video chat, but it also gave them the opportunity to make positive and to be socially responsible online and to build the relationship with that author. And because of that, my students every year have been able to take part in a video chat with Daniel Kirk. As I said previously, Seesaw allows my students to express themselves.
My name is Bob. My legs are 20 square units. My arms are
I'm a hexagon with 6 sides, 6 vertices, and I'm a pentagon too. Yo voy a ser un peleador. Ganar dinero, voy a ganar dinero para que darle a mi mamá para que ella se compre sus cosas como perfume, crema, un perrito, flores. Yo quiero que ella sea feliz. Bye, José. Hasta buenos días.
my arms are 18 square units. My body is 36 units. My hand is 28 units.
As you can see, my students enjoy using Seesaw and being able to show their learning differently. In being a second grade bilingual collaborative teacher this year, all of my students are able to access and use the technology, which allows me to differentiate for all of them, no matter what their level is, ensuring that all of them are learning the content, but giving them the opportunity to express themselves, making learning more meaningful for them. They are able to take ownership of learning and being proud of their work. This is why I want to be a tech coach, to help teachers be more effective in reaching their students and to get better at what we already do best.